Hey there, Facebook. It is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer, and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today's message is one all about stop playing the victim through brutal self-honesty. And this one is one that I'm feeling really kind of pumped up about, kind of energized by. And it's, so many of us play the victim in our lives and we're not even aware of it. And that to me is the most scary part of our existence, when we are oblivious to the patterns that we are engaging in so many different areas of our lives. And ultimately, it's keeping us stuck. It's keeping us in this mindset where we actually can't break through and we can't reach a new level of our potential because we are so oblivious to when we are playing the victim in our lives. Now, think about a victim. A victim is completely powerless. A victim is totally reliant on the external. It's so disempowered that it prevents us from taking ownership and responsibility in our lives, and ultimately we can find ourselves getting trapped in this mentality of always being victimized, and finding like a disempowering story that we make up behind everybody else's actions that make us and put us in the role of the victim. And we do this so subconsciously that, like I said, we can oftentimes be so oblivious to this pattern. And also throughout our existence, we may have been playing this pattern for so long that we've ended up relying on it for a source of connection with others, where, we get the sympathy that we want. We get to kind of bitch and moan about different people or different situations, and we get this weird connection that, that we just kind of settle for in our lives because at least we're getting connection, or at least we're feeling significant, at least we're, in some way important, like we're the center of the universe and somebody else is again victimizing us. And this is really, really unhealthy. And I know it's kind of like a topic that most of us, we can see when another person is being a victim, but we find it so challenging and so difficult to realize that we ourselves, at stages in our life, we take on the role of the victim as well. And if you guys have been following along with my Facebook Lives, you guys know that I've been diving into the work of Caroline Myss, a book on sacred contracts. And I did a video last week on the 4 archetypes of survival, which each and every human being walking the face of the planet operates in to some degree throughout our lives. And one of those 4 archetypes is the archetype of the victim. So every single one of us has some sort of degree of we tap into this archetype to some degree in order to survive in our lives. But survival is very different to thriving. So, when we are just trying to survive, these are sort of the patterns that we pick up throughout our existence from a very young age. One of them being the victim, which is my main focus for today's topic. But ultimately, if we don't recognize this pattern within us, we can oftentimes, it becomes part of our identity, and we find it really hard. Anything that we totally identify with, we find it really hard to let go of or acknowledge as a pattern as opposed to who we are, because to let go of it would be to lose our identity, and therefore, who are we? What are we doing here? It's like death. So people are so resistant to owning these different patterns within themselves because they don't know who they are without them. And so my wish is that this message kind of gets through to you guys, who I know that if you're watching a video like this, then obviously you definitely are somebody who wants to grow. And what we need to think about is, if that is the case, if we are in desire to grow, then we need to recognize and we need to be brutally honest with ourselves about what kind of patterns are at play for us. So I'm really hoping that today's message is getting you thinking about, where in my life have I been playing the victim? You know, think about the victim as, oh, this always happens to me, or they always do this to me. I'm so disempowered, you know, I can't ever stand up for myself. I always get victimized, you know, people are always taking advantage of me. All these different things and these disempowering stories that we make up about why people do the things that they do, that keeps us stuck in this victim mentality and keeps us away from reaching and realizing our highest potential. So for all of you guys out there who do want to reach the next level of your potential, then I definitely challenge and encourage you to most definitely take a look at your life and be brutally honest with yourself about which areas of your life have you been playing the victim. Every single one of us has this victim archetype in our survival makeup. It's a strategy that we've all tapped into and all use, but when we can bring conscious awareness to these patterns, that's when we can make an empowered choice about how to move forward from a place of empowerment, as opposed to getting stuck in a loop, getting stuck in this kind of emotional pattern that is just it's just there for survival. And ultimately we can break free of the unconscious and we can get to a place of stepping into a new level of our potential. And on that note, I want every single one of you guys out there to come and join the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community if you haven't already. It's all free. It's all for you guys to connect and engage with like minds, create an amazing environment for one another to grow to that next level, to challenge, encourage, and support each other to step into that next level of your amazing potential. So if you haven't already, make sure that you come on over and join us over there. Click on the link, and I'm going to check in with you guys and let me know if you have any questions, comments, feedback, any of it in terms of this victim mindset or anything that's top of your mind right now. I'd absolutely love to engage with you and connect with you, so let me know. But I've got Judy and Frank and Maggie and Albert and Bassam and Hugo and Stephen and Tomakan and Ismail and Andy. Awesome. And Andrew and Jeremy and Selma and Alex and Rian and Emily and Andy. Awesome. And David and Mandy and Sai from India. I love it. And Jason and Polo and Michelle and Ludan from Naples. I love it. And Obina and Richard. What kind of top is that? Strange thumb wrap. It's a weird comment. Yeah, I'm in a sports top, going to the gym today. And Jared's here, and Jake and Juan and Jared. Thanks for tagging Matthew. I love it. And Nancy and Jeremy and Rut and Aaron and Caitlin. Hi to you, Alexandria. Always love when you can join me. And same to you, Chris. Awesome to see you. And Jocelyn and Mercedes. Awesome. And awesome, Chris. I'm loving that you joined the Limitless Potential group and that you're finding it amazing. That's so, so cool. Love having you in there. And Lyndon, love it. Absolutely love it. Keep it up. Oh, thank you so much, Lyndon. And Hector's here, and Kim and Linda. Hi to you, and Jared and Danielle and Sun Sierra, I think, from Mason, and Yusuf and Thomas, love it, and Gavin. Awesome to see you guys. And love it, Thomas. And guys, really that's my message for each and every one of you guys today. I hope that it inspires you. I've been playing around with this archetype. I'm going to dive way deeper into this one. And just to give you kind of an example as to how this archetype, I've discovered it playing out for me, was definitely in ways that I disempowered myself, not wanting to kind of step on the toes of others and not speaking up for myself. Playing the victim in that kind of way is just one way that I've identified within myself about my kind of patterns that come into play, which each and every one of us have in our own sort of unique way, but everybody has this victim. So the sooner you can identify how this one plays out for you, how you disempower yourself, how you make yourself the center of attention in some negative, disempowering way, how you gain sympathy from others and connection through this negative way of being, which is really disempowering. We've got to own this, and when we can see the patterns, we have the power to break free and create a new empowering story for ourselves moving forward. So my hope is that it is empowering to each and every one of you guys out there. And any last questions, comments, feedback, let me know right now. I'll engage with you. But Filippo's just joined, and Saprit, I hope you guys catch the recording and get a ton of value from today's message, all about stop playing the victim through brutal self-honesty, or you're going to stay stuck in your life. So if you want to live an empowered life, you have to get brutally honest with yourself. Stop trying to be some good Samaritan who you never do anything wrong and everybody always does something wrong to you, you know, because you just keep yourself stuck, and you know deep down there's that empty space that you never quite feel fulfilled, no matter how good of a picture you paint for yourself, or no matter how much sympathy or connection you get from others through this really disempowering way. You know, you're never going to reach that next level of your potential unless you get brutally honest and you take this time right here, right now, to check in with yourself. Where in your life right now or in the past have you been playing the pattern of the victim? And it's time to own it. It's time to own that every single one of us does this. Just own it, realize what your unique patterns are of the victim, and it's time to empower yourself through building your own self-esteem and self-worth, and stop victimizing yourself and feeling as though the only connection or, you know, that you get is through sympathy from the external world by being the victim all the time, you know. So I love this. Hope that it is resonating with you. And Mario, much love to you. And Egino, thanks for joining. Hope you catch the recording. As I said, get a ton of value from today's message. And I am sending you guys all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I hope it's brilliant day or night. I appreciate each and every one of you joining me live and engaging, and anybody catching the recording, if you have any questions or comments, please drop them below. I will definitely get back to you. And I've got just a couple last comments here. I've got Don, can you help me? Yes, I'd love to help you. If it's something private or personal, make sure that you book in one of my 15-minute power sessions. I'd love to see what you're challenged with, see how I could potentially help you break through. So definitely do that. I've got a link on the top of this video. And Chris, when could I schedule in one of these sessions? Right now, go for it, Chris. I'd absolutely love to get to connect with you and see how I could help and support you to reach that next level of your potential. So links above. Definitely can't wait to do that. And Hossein, thanks for joining, and Tony, and yes, absolutely, Don and Kamal, and Hossein is from Morocco. Awesome, guys. Like I said, I'm sending you all of my love. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Have a brilliant day or night wherever in the world you are. And yeah, can't wait to see you tomorrow. Much love.